Hello class, my name is Milena and today I'm going to present my final project for the spreadsheet application class. And for the final project we had the opportunity to create something that we always wanted to do. So I always wanted to really dig more into the electric cars and why they don't gain so much popularity among the people today. And as we know, the environmental awareness and sustainability is what people along with the government pay attention to. It is also known that sustainability goes hand in hand with savings, and people are more likely to be eco-friendly if there is some economic benefit from it. So for this reason, I decided to compare the electric cars versus the fuel cars, and how much we can save on gasoline, or more precisely, how long it will take to have economic return if we invest into electric cars versus traditional fuel cars. We know that they are more expensive, so we need some time in order to get our recovery from the investment. As we know, there are many advocates of electric cars. However, high cost of those cars, along with requirements for the supporting infrastructure to charge the battery, do not create favorable conditions towards purchase of these cars. And also, I would like to refer to the Fiat Chrysler chief executive Sergio Marchionne, who said that hybrid technology is essential for the future development of vehicles, but he continues to display his skepticism toward all electric cars, like the Tesla Model S, saying that they won't become a mass market phenomenon in the future. So he as a CEO does not invest much into the hybrid or electric cars, since he believes that people won't be that much willing to buy those cars due to high cost of those cars, and basically they offer the same features as the fuel cars. And so for my project, I wanted to evaluate the cost of electric cars versus the fuel car, and how long it will take us to get the return to break even with the fuel car. So I created the generic table where I entered some models of electric cars and some models of fuel cars. And here I also set up the cost of kilowatt hour, which is this is national average 12 cents, and cost of gallon per gasoline. This is for premium, it's around $3. Of course, those are variable, they vary by state. So obviously we can compare different cars. This is electric motor. This is I inserted the slicers to make it easier to select the cars. And we can for example compare Fiat versus Ford Focus, which is fuel cars. However, to make it more clear to understand the comparison, I just wanted to compare Chevrolet Spark electric versus Chevrolet Spark fuel. So because they are basically the same cars, the only difference is that one is run by the electricity and the other is run by the fuel. And here is the price of the retail price of the electric car, and here is the retail price of the fuel car of the Chevrolet Spark. And as we see, there is a big difference, and this difference is calculated this is $25,000, this is $18,000, and the difference I calculated here using the if analysis. So it is so the difference between the cars is $7,000. So you have to pay $7,000 more for the electric cars, who basically has the same feature as the fuel cars. So my project is I just want to know how long it will take me to start having the return on the electric cars, because of course it's run by the electricity, which is cheaper than gasoline. And in order to do so, I also use the solver, which tells me that which I set the objective, the total saving should always equal the difference in price by changing the period of years. And of course we can do it according with our preferences. For example, if we drive 10,000 miles per year, it will also here will calculate me the annual cost of running the car, and here for the electric, and here for the fuel. And the difference between these two costs is the saving that I have on the electric car. And Then I'll have to run the solver. It shows me that I need 12 years in order to get the like break even when I buy the electric car. So this is really a long time. Nobody like really holds the car for 12 years. But for example, if you have a business and for example we drive like 35,000 per miles, I again run the solver, it goes down to 4 years. So this is like the return is a little bit much quicker than with the higher mileage. Also, the other variables that also can impact the period in years for return is the price of the gasoline. For example, we know that there were times that the price was like almost $4.50 per gallon, and if I run solver with the same settings, the period in years for return goes down to 2 years. So let me set that back to 10, which is like current. So it's really hard to like find the like precise data to really calculate the return. However, like we can use the always average of the gasoline rather than just the current. And here I have just the chart going from 1904 to 2015 for the prices. And the same like for the cost of 1 kilowatt hours. Also it varies by state. So, and for this reason, because this is a very generic table, I also created the calculator that can create more accurate data that we would like to use for our specific models. So just as an example, for the electric car, I will, and the pink fields are the fields that have to be filled up by the customer. And here I'm gonna put the same car, Chevy Spark. This is the electric. Of course, here we can enter the price that we just got from the dealer. I'm gonna use the one that I have before, 25,000, and the fuel Chevy Spark. It will be 18,160. But of course, as I mentioned, this is like customized. We can use the data that are more relevant and will give us more accurate information. And the only thing that you have to fill up here, I just try to make it as easy as possible for the like friendly use. But I like wanted to make it user friendly. So here we only have to find the enter the combined MPG for the fuel cars, which is always found on the stickers. Like on the window stickers or like on the internet. So we have to enter like 26. I'm sorry, not 26, because for Chevy it's 34.5. And the other one, this is something new. It is kilowatt hours for 100 miles. And this like also is found very easily. It will be 34 kilowatt hours the car takes in order to run 100 miles, and this is also easily found. So that's all. And then of course the mileage, annual mileage, because it depends heavily on for the period in years for return, and then we can calculate, and it gives me 10 years. And we can come back here. It should also give me the same one results. If I run solver, it's 8 years. There is some difference. 18,160. Let me see. 34. I know, because I think here should be 28. I entered wrong. I entered from here. Okay, and if I calculate, I have 8 exactly like here. But the very important thing to consider is that government subsidize encourage people to buy the electric cars, so they give the tax credit for the electric cars up to $7,500. But you can only apply $7,500, dollars, but you can only apply this towards your tax liability. So if you have a refund, then probably you're not gonna use the tax credit because it's not refundable. However, if you have, like, for example, liability in taxes to pay like $3,500, for example, so this credit will wipe out like your liability and then the difference in price go down to $3,500, and also decreases the period in years for return to 4 years. And that will be it. Unfortunately, the calculations that I got are unfavorable towards electric cars. So something has to be done, like either the price has to decrease, or the cost of gasoline has to go up in order for people to buy the cars. And just like to add, like at the end, I also included, like in my project, I included I included solver and also Visual Basic in order to run the solver, which is like this button over here. Thank you so much.